What's up, guys? I'm Nick Pino with Tech Radar, and I'm here with Eddie from Alienware, and we're talking to you about the Alienware 13 and the Alienware Graphics Amplifier. Eddie, walk us through this. What's going on?
Nick, we've got some really exciting news. I'm really pumped up about this. Gamers, for a long time, have been having to make sacrifices and make decisions when they go buy a new PC. For example, a lot of times they'll consider getting a desktop for the upgradability, the performance, but sometimes they'll also want a notebook because, let's face it, it's really useful to have your gaming notebook everywhere you go. You can get work done.
You're not dragging your big box everywhere. You want to have a nice portable system. But then, when you come home, what happens?
That's right. So when you get home, you can essentially plug in the system with one cable, and you can take advantage of desktop graphics cards, up to 375 watts of desktop graphics. And that'll support any full-length dual-wide card from NVIDIA or AMD.
That's awesome. So what's running on the 13 itself? Describe to us the specs on the 13.
Sure. So the Alienware 13 is actually really, really cool. It's our thinnest notebook in a really, really long time. It's about an inch thick, and we've got Core i5 processors, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 860M, DDR3 memory. It supports 3 different LCDs actually. So at the base you'll have an HD display. There's also an FHD upgrade, and then even a QHD with touchscreen capabilities. So lots of different options. From a hard drive perspective, we've got several different options as well, including SSD drives, up to 512 gigs of solid-state drive storage. So lots of fast storage devices, lots of powerful graphics. And actually the graphics that we've got on the system, we designed it so that the system would actually enable full throttle graphics technology. So what that means is we built the system with a copper heatsink, a whole copper module inside that'll allow us to give the card the maximum amount of rated wattage, right? So we're not going to throttle that graphics card. When you're not home and you're not hooked up to the graphics amplifier, you'll have considerable performance out of that 860M.
Awesome. So now you have an NVIDIA inside the machine, but then in our amplifier, what you have going on. So right now you're running a what?
So on this system, we've actually got a GTX 980.
That's awesome. Yeah. The latest Maxwell architecture from NVIDIA.
That's right.
But if we wanted to, we could throw an AMD card in there, even though even though what's in the Alienware 13 is Intel.
That's right.
Does not matter.
Yeah, essentially when you hook up the graphics amplifier, what you're going to be running is the graphics that's inside the graphics amplifier, as well as the Intel integrated graphics on the actual notebook. So think of this, you could actually run as many monitors as the graphics card in the amplifier will support, and you can still connect other mod displays to the mini display port or the HDMI port on the actual notebook. So you could have a lot of displays running at the same time. Now the performance that the graphics card in the amplifier drives is going to be delivered to the display that's running the game. So if you're running a game even if it's on the actual panel on the notebook, you could actually send the performance of the graphics amplifier back into the notebook and have it, do its magic on the actual LCD. Or you could have a 4K panel, a 4K display externally, right? Like our latest ultra sharp 32-inch 4K panel can be driven from that as well. So think of that, right? You get home, and your Alienware 13 can now support a 4K gaming experience with the graphics amplifier. You could have several monitors if you like running multiple applications at the same time. And if you don't want to buy a graphics card at that moment, you can always get a graphics card from an old desktop, right? And it'll be supported on that graphics amplifier as well.
Nice, recycling your old parts there.
Yeah, you can do that, absolutely. So some gamers might have a desktop, and they're considering to get a notebook, but they don't want to necessarily lose the graphics cards that they've invested in. So for example, let's say that you have a GTX 780 that you just got in your desktop, and then this system comes out. You can put that graphics card in your graphics amplifier, and then have the benefits of desktop graphics power and the mobility of the Alienware 13.
That's awesome. So when are we going to see this? When are we going to get this? That's what everybody wants to know. When are we going to get this?
All right. Well, we're going to launch on October 28th. So you can order your system on October 28th, and we'll be shipping in November.
Great. Yeah. Sounds awesome. And it's going to start at what now?
$999. So the Alienware 13 starts at $999, and the graphics amplifier will start at $299 with no graphics card.
Awesome. Good to know. Eddie, great talking to you. For all the news you need to know, keep it locked on techradar.com.
All right, peace.